installment,
Tim,
right, Mark?
and Barbara is a Sunapee historian.
Yes.
If you want to know anything about anything about Sunapee, there's your source. She's great. Cliff is our technological expert on an app that I thought we might talk about on a little break. And Tim is a forester. So if you have, he's going to talk about the woods on the way up. And if you have any questions, you know, so if you had any questions about the forest or forestry issues, talk to Tim.
Is a 65-acre tract that was part of the Ellicott Putney homestead that was established in 1824. And this road that we came in on was established by the selectmen in 1836 to get to this farm. So the farm was sold for $500 in 1837 to Thomas Kidder. And near the end of his life, he sold the farm to his son for $1,100 with an $1,100 maintenance mortgage. And the mortgage was forgiven if Thomas was housed, fed, and cared for the rest of his life by his son. And that was the usual arrangement for setting up elder care in the 1800s. In 1853, William Bean bought this farm, and he ran it with his deaf son Daniel for the next 50 years. Their main product was maple sugar here. In the 1890s, George's Mills was a bustling summer community with Conrad Manor down the road, along with Charles Russell, who was the storekeeper in the village, spearheaded the effort to create a water system for George's Mills using ledge pond water. At that time, the pond was pristine. There was no development on it or around it. In 1901, the pipe system was finished and providing water to George's Mills. Today's LedgePondTrail ran much along the route of the old pipe. And up at the pond, at the end of the trail, you'll see a large rock trench that the trail runs in. That was blasted out to put the water pipe in because the pipe ran by gravity all the way to George's Mills Village. Remember, there was no electricity around here at that time. From the 1920s onward, cottages started to be built on the pond, and the pond's water began to deteriorate in quality. By 1946, the town was forced to start treating the water coming out of Ledge Pond. Instead, they developed some deep drilled wells which supply the George's Mills village with water. So they stopped using Ledge Pond. But with the pond no longer used for municipal water source, the town held a vote on what to do with the land, and they decided to hang on to the land, not sell it. That was in 1997. So Ledge Pond became a town forest in 2002 by a town vote, and it's under the jurisdiction of the Sunapee Conservation Commission. A timber harvest was held a couple of years ago that generated the funds, part of which were used to create the trails on the southwest side of the property. In front of me here is a trail that was recently established by Lucien Osborne, Richard's son, for a Boy Scout project.
So what we try to do is, I've been a forester for 40 years now, and I've planted maybe 400 trees. We don't plant trees here in New England because of the long time horizons, and you can't afford to anyways. So we try to work with the vegetation and how it grows and where it wants to grow in order to grow the roads to grow well here. And it's just snowmobile trail, bike trail, whatever now. So if you go this way, you go back to where the cars are. And you go this way.
We're now coming up to Ledge Pond.
I can get it all the way around it, or?
This is beautiful out there. Ooh, and the leaves are starting to turn.
The trail goes partway around, but
Wow, this is beautiful.
This is in Boardwalk. I thought it was always in Sunapee.
Most of it, not all of that. We went through a certain section that's part of the neighbors, actually. Once you get out to the pond, the boundary for the town kind of goes behind you, but there's also a 50-foot strip around most of this side of the pond that the town acquired when the surface water was given up. Right. So if you follow this trail off to the right, it goes all the way out to that point over there. It's still
The intersection back there, we had a choice of going straight down, which is the snowmobile trail to get back to the car. We'll go to the left from whence we came. And this one, we're going to the right. And it's another loop to bring us back as to where we parked the car. And this is also
Robert
very
Frost
well
now,
marked. When you come to a fork in the road, there's a Daniel Bean Trail up there. Daniel Bean, all the way up there. That one says the Bog Trail up there. Yeah. And this is the Meadowbrook Trail now. The Bog Trail there is a dead-end trail. And we're going to take the Daniel Bean Trail right here. Continue up here. This is a complete loop around.
So we want to create names for the trail. People will remember names, all right? So you remember Barbara was reading her list of the history of this? Daniel Bean was once the owner of this parcel. So we named this parcel after Daniel Bean. The trail below is the Meadowbrook Farm, because that was the original name of the farm. So we named it the Meadowbrook Farm, and this is the Daniel Bean Trail. Lucien Blaze Trail is the one we came up initially till he came to the road, okay?
And it was named after the young man who
Okay.
did it for an Eagle Scout project.
You did.
As you walk along these trails, especially this one, we're going down the mountain. This is where my hiking poles come in. Especially some of the step stuff. I just put the poles down and it's like a third and fourth leg. We came back, we have another intersection, but this is the intersection with the yellow trail. We're coming out to the snowmobile trail again. And right to the right, we're coming down into the parking area. Took us 2 hours and 5 minutes and 2 point something miles.
The Columbia Conservation Commission wants to thank you as well. The town's been very supportive of our efforts over the years, and hopefully it'll be supportive of what we're trying to do in the future. And this is your resource, so use it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.